Why is everything so damn expensive? 4 years ago, my rent was $1,200 a month at a luxury apartment complex. It is now $2,100, not even including utilities. I went to the grocery store yesterday, right, and got 3 bags of chips, some ground turkey, and some vegetables, and it was $67! What? My car insurance from 4 years ago until now, with no tickets, no wrecks, no nothing on my driver's record, has gone from $130 to $240 per month. 3 years ago, my electric bill was averaging $45. Now it's averaging $125. You go and get a tank of gas once a week, and you're dropping $70. I mean, a guy can't even buy a can of dip for less than $8. $8 for a can of dip? What the fuck is going on?
I can't wait to be an adult. It's going to be so fun. No one's going to tell me what to do. It's going to be great. Ha, yeah, wrong. This shit sucks. It's ghetto. Gas is over $4 a gallon. You walk into Walmart just to walk into the store. You spend $50 just to breathe the Walmart air. You want to buy anything? 3 bags of things? $200. I don't understand how anyone is surviving off of 1 income or even 2 incomes right now. We have 3 kids. My husband and I both have full-time jobs, plus we do a crap ton of side gigs. And I feel like we are still in that paycheck to paycheck cycle. Like, we are able to pay our bills. Sometimes we're able to have a little extra. And I'm thankful that we can pay our bills. But holy crap. Like, can we get a break? Like, can we get a break? I feel like everyone just needs a break. Maybe just like a couple months of no bills so we can just breathe. And not to mention everything you have to keep up with as an adult, especially if you're a parent as well. It's just a lot. And I'm like, can we all get a break? Just a little one, please.
Like, I cannot do this for the rest of my life. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of being able to barely pay my bills, going into a job where I work my fucking ass off all fucking day to barely be able to pay my motherfucking bills. It just is not it.
I just got done grocery shopping at Walmart. Walmart is supposed to be a relatively cheap place to get your groceries from, which is why I shop there pretty often. Do you guys know how expensive hamburger meat is now? It is literally almost $8 for 1 pound, and it doesn't matter what kind of hamburger you're getting. It doesn't matter if it's the 75-25, the 85-15 lean. Like, it doesn't matter what kind you get. It's all almost $8, which is insane because my mom used to tell me when I first moved out of the house and was purchasing things on my own, she was like, just always have hamburger because hamburger is so inexpensive. You can pick it up. You can make so much with it. $8 is actually crazy. Like, that adds up so freaking fast. My groceries weren't that expensive. Like, I was adding them up. I'm like, okay, this is fine, this is fine, this is fine. I added my hamburger and my price skyrocketed. That's freaking crazy. What are we doing? What is this economy that we are all living in right now? It makes me so mad. Like, no one can afford to live. Hamburger is so expensive, and that is supposed to be one of the most easily accessible meats.
How many of y'all feel like Washington has forgotten you? Serious question. How many of you are worried about paying your rent this month? Or buying groceries? Or whether you can afford to own a home? Because that is what everyday Americans are talking about. But I need y'all to listen to what the president keeps talking about. The SAVE Act. Making voting rules tighter. He even said he'd like to see housing prices go higher. Higher? People already feel like home ownership has become a members-only club. It's like the captain of the ship arguing over the seating chart while the boat is taking on water. That is the disconnect. Americans are asking a very simple question. How do I make it to next Friday? And I feel like Washington is having a completely different conversation. And at some point, folks are going to start having to ask themselves this one question. Are the people we elected actually solving the problems? Or are they creating the problems that we end up having to live with? Let's talk about it, because I don't think Washington really understands the conversation.
Affordability is back again. And Democrats are upset about that because they wanted it as a talking point.
Really? Where is it? Is it in the room with us? I have not seen it. Could it be because gas, groceries, housing, rent, meals, health insurance, everything's higher than it was when Trump took office. I mean, except for eggs. I guess we could all just live off eggs for the rest of our life. Can you burn eggs in your gas tank? Can you use eggs to pay your light bill? Can I trade some eggs for health insurance? But what I noticed is you didn't address the American people. You talked about Democrats in Washington, D.C. being upset about it. Do you think a real person, like whether they were Democrat or Republican, would be upset about things being more affordable? See, as long as you keep the conversation within Washington, D.C., then you don't have to look at what's happening to the American people, right? That's why you just address Democrats in Washington, D.C. Do you think the American people, regardless of their party affiliation, would agree with you that things are more affordable? Yeah, they wouldn't. Because they're not. Yeah. Thanks!
America is not affordable anymore. Not for young people, not for young families, and not for anyone just simply living off of wages. Our paychecks have barely moved, but the price of living has just completely skyrocketed. And at this point, healthcare is just a luxury. No one is getting their basic needs met anymore, and that's probably why all of America has mental health issues and we're all depressed. Like, how can we not be? The system is literally actively failing us. Don't get me wrong, budgeting does help. I use mine to still track all of my expenses, but you can't budget your way out of a broken system. America is so fucked.
We can't keep doing this. Last night I went to the grocery store. 2 bags of groceries. $72. This morning I stopped and filled up my tank. $60. I just put gas in it 2 days ago. I do drive a little bit to work, but no matter what you do, you got nothing. No matter how hard you work, no matter how early you go in, no matter how much you make, you got nothing. At the end of the week, you got nothing. Can't afford a house. Can't afford food. Can't afford utilities. Every time you go to the store, a bag of chips is like $6 or $7. A loaf of bread, $5. Gallon of milk, $5. The only thing that's fucking cheap is a dozen eggs. I've been thinking about living off eggs. Have an egg for breakfast, have a hard-boiled egg for lunch, and have a fucking omelet with no cheese for dinner. It seems like everybody in the world has nothing. But why are the people in government so rich? I heard a theory the other day, and they said that what if everybody in government made minimum wage for a year? Would things change? I don't know. They probably fucking suffer for a year, but then they probably go right back to being the same way they were before. Nobody's got nothing. Elderly got nothing. You see old people at the gas station trying to buy gas, and you can see it in their eyes. They got nothing. Young kids just out of college, they got nothing. You can't afford a house. Everybody's got nothing. And it's not fucking cool anymore. It's never been cool, but everyone's at the end of their rope. I'm at the end of my rope. I don't know what to do. No matter what you do, no matter how much you make, it's not enough. Because you still got fucking nothing.
Picture is like these billionaires sitting up in their like little offices and just like laughing about how poor we are. I don't know. I'm so mad and frustrated, and after seeing so many videos of people losing their houses and apartments and cars, and like, how is this okay? How is this okay? And the government, everyone's just like, yeah, it's cool. Well, we're millionaires. It's fine.
Are we great yet, everybody? With 49% of Americans struggling to afford food? Are we great yet? So I work in food banking, and, I've been to a grocery store this year. So it's no shock that more than half of Americans are spending more on food this year in comparison to last year. But 49% of it saying it's difficult to somewhat afford food right now. I mean, that's ridiculous. They keep telling people, save your money, stop buying so much oat milk lattes and avocado toast. But this is not that. And people are doing the obvious things, like, they're budgeting, creating lists. But there's so much of our population that is lower income, and they were already budgeting. They were already spending the bare minimum, buying generic or less than healthy options, because unfortunately fresh food does cost more for what you get. But I mean, there's no wiggle room for them. And this sums it up perfectly. And I won't leave you with just this depressing thing. If you are in need of food assistance, or you know someone who's in need of food assistance, please go to feedingamerica.org. They have over 200 Feeding America Network food banks who are operating in every single county of the United States. And those food banks, the ones that are in your area, they can direct you to food pantries, like mobile pantry distributions that are like close to you in your area. This is hard, guys. And I mean, it's really, literally all of this can be tied to policy. So, anyway, good luck, y'all.
I just got done grocery shopping, and I'm telling you, things are becoming so dystopian, and like things are changing. My husband and I are going to retire in a very rural part of Michigan. So we come up here to our little cabin a lot, and it's 70% went to Donald Trump. And the city itself is in the bottom 10%. Well, I should say top 10% for poverty. Anyway, it just felt so different. Everybody, I mean, the store was packed and everybody was moving so slow because like everybody was studying everything in shock. First, Myers, like so many grocery stores, was bombarding you with sale. And, you know, you stop getting excited about it because when you look at it, yeah, you can buy 2 bags of cheese and get a third one free, but it still comes out to almost $5 for 2 cups of cheese. I mean, I bought 1 tomato for $2.50, a tomato. And it was like that everywhere. A loaf of bread now, if you wanted organic, was you couldn't find one for less than $5, but it had sale all over it. And I felt like, because I've grocery shopped here before, people who voted for Donald Trump, and they wear it proudly here, would walk around happy and cocky, right? Like winners. We're winners, as Donald Trump says. Nope. This price gouging, this economy is the great equalizer, because we were all now in the same boat. And there was a lot of like sharing comments to each other, a lot of commentary between strangers, including with me. And then I noticed some Trump supporters, again, wearing their, like, you could tell from the tattoos and everything, they were so unhappy. Like that cockiness and happiness, they were so unhappy. And then checking out, the workers there just were busy going from cash register to cash register, because everybody would be like, this is supposed to be on sale for this much, and it's coming up this much. And then they'd all have to explain all the fine print. And so it wasn't the deal they thought it was. And, well, I can't take this now. Like, they were constantly having to take products from customers who couldn't afford it. Like, this is bad. This is really bad. Let's see where this goes.
Imagine you're working full time, doing everything right, paying your rent and taxes at the same time, showing up every morning and still lying awake, wondering how you are going to pay the next month bills. That pressure wears people down. It affects marriages, families, mental health, and children's future. For many parents, the most hardest part is looking at their children and wondering whether they can put food on the table, afford school fees, supply, or pay for an expired medical expense. Most parents are relying on food banks, snacks, benefits, or even keeping meals so their children can eat. Young adults are wondering whether they will be able to buy a home. Rise housing prices and higher borrowing cost has pushed ownership further. Many workers are frustrated because their wages haven't increased yet enough to match their higher cost of living. After being paid, the salaries disappear quickly because housing, groceries, insurance, childcare, and transportation cost more than their year's store. So thank you so much for watching. Drop a comment and let's hit 1,000 subscribers.